Well, it's unfortunate to be here today. My name is Brett Haverstick of Moscow, Idaho, and I'm a lover of the Lochsa and a frequent traveler of Highway 12. And in my hands is a petition with over 3,500 signatures from mostly local people or Idaho people that are opposed to the Idaho Transportation Department issuing permits for the Conoco Phillips megaloads, the ExxonMobil megaloads, and all hundreds or thousands that may come afterwards. I have a 3,500 petition here with different signatures opposing those permits being issued, and it's more than a shame. It's a crime that Governor Butch Otter and the Idaho Transportation Department has failed to listen to thousands of Idahoans and users of the river corridor, and instead decided to subsidize and side with big oil. Tomorrow is an even sadder day because the first two megaloads are set to move up the highway. Now, what I'd like to point out is that there was a survey that was put out last week that said Idaho, the poll revealed that over 60% of the people favor the megaloads. I'm here to tell you today that that is completely false. That not only do the majority of people here in north central Idaho, but I'm willing to bet all throughout the state are opposed to the megaloads coming up this wild and scenic river corridor and turning it into a permanent high and wide industrial corridor. I've got 3,500 signatures of people that care about the Lochsa, that use it frequently, that are in opposition.
I'm Pat Peake, and I'm with the Great Broads for Wilderness, and it's a national organization with over 1,000 members. And this issue is not just an Idaho issue. It's an issue of everyone in the country because the public lands belong to all of us. And that area is very unique in the wildlife and the fish and the recreation that is available there to people across the U.S. People come there from Ohio and Michigan and New York and even New Jersey and to recreate and enjoy the natural beauty. It's just a shame to allow this to become a commercial corridor for these huge loads. And there was a reason why the river was designated as a wild and scenic river in 1968, and there's a reason why that the state of Idaho designated the highway as a scenic byway, and even in 2005 as an all-American road. It seems like people have forgotten that, or maybe the people down in Boise are not aware of it, but we certainly are.
My name is Ruth May. My husband and I own a small bed and breakfast inn called Reflections Inn, east of Kuski, 11 miles. We are in the designated wild and scenic area on Highway 12, Scenic Byway Highway 12. We are a business that's existed for 15 years and have promoted it as the quiet getaway. We're deeply concerned that this will change our lives as we've known it. It's not only my home, it's where I live, it's my place of business, it's my full-time career, but it's also my dream. And it was something that I came to many years back, and my life and my blood and sweat and tears are in this business. It is also my long-term retirement goal. So everything we've got is in that pot of money up there, and we're deeply concerned about the implications. This isn't about trucks going by in the middle of the night the way they do now. This isn't about the activities that go on our highway every day. It is about something that is way outside the parameters of normal, and it really is about corporate profit. I'm not even sure how it's going to help any of us. Our tourism business is a strong one for this region. It is the third largest industry in our region and in our state. And here in our region, it generates $149 million per year. By the way, this is all available on the ITD website. And over 50% of those tourism dollars are generated by Idahoans, Idaho residents. So to say that this is our tourists aren't benefiting us, or that it doesn't generate a positive experience for our Idahoans, would be misrepresentative.
My name is Kevin Lewis, and I'm the Conservation Program Director with Idaho Rivers United. And what do I think about this? Well, I'm pretty disgusted, actually. You know, I've been a recreationalist on the Lochsaw River for probably close to 20 years now, and the Lochsaw and the entire river corridor provides so many opportunities for so many people. It's just an amazing place, and just the thought of moving megaloads through there just really disgusts me. It's basically big oil not caring about the people of Idaho and the people of America. All they're into is maximizing their profits, and they found a new way, and that's the Lochsaw corridor, and it's wrong.
I'm Al Poplawski with the Palouse Group of the Sierra Club and the Northern Rocky, or the Idaho chapter of the Sierra Club. We have 400 or so members here in the Moscow area and the Valley, Lewiston-Clarkston Valley area. We're vehemently opposed to the conversion of our wild and scenic corridor, the Lochsaw and Clearwater Wild and Scenic Corridor, to an industrial high and wide corridor. This corridor provides access to some of the wildest and most unspoiled lands and rivers in the nation, in the lower 48 states, and it's going to suffer closures which will limit the access of Idahoans and others to these spectacular areas. If you just do the math, the current proposals are talking about 270 loads that are going to go through here, and each load is going to take 4 days to get to the Montana border. If you do the math, we're talking about 3 continuous years of megaload activity and closures in this area to recreational activity, 3 continuous years every day, just with these 270 loads. And we also know from South Korean documents that thousands more loads are planned. So we're talking dozens of years of limiting access to these areas to Idahoans and the rest of the nation. Also, the impact on the economy. We have a thriving recreational and tourist economy in the area, and these loads are bound to impact that. The loads promise a few part-time flagger positions which can't possibly make up for the loss to our tourist economy in the area. I also want to mention most of these loads are associated, they're machinery that are destined to go to the Alberta tar sands operation. This is a huge environmental disaster. It destroys vast acreages of the Great Northern Boreal Forest. This has been described as the second great lung of the earth. And it's also poisoning indigenous communities and stoking the fires of climate change due to the excessive amount of energy expended to obtain oil from the tar sands. So the U.S. should cease its acceptance of oil from Alberta tar sands. The U.S., Idaho, and Montana should disallow the transport within its borders of foreign-made equipment by foreign companies to the Canadian tar sands and concentrate on clean energy production such as wind and solar.